as speakers, do you think that you could all improve your speaking and your presentation and your performance if you thought seriously about your breathing? Because I'm about to tell you that you can, and to demonstrate with you in a mini workshop that that is possible. But first, I have to tell you a story. Singing with Luciano Pavarotti was a pretty unforgettable experience. He was rehearsing the fourth act duet from the opera La Bohème for another opera company during that particular season with the Edinburgh Festival. And he was looking for a baritone to sing the other part, that's to say the character of Marcello in the opera. Now, just in case you don't know, that duet is world famous. And if there's ever a concert with a tenor and a baritone in the programme, they will either sing the Pearl Fishers duet, which is even more world famous, or this one from La Bohème. It just happened that I knew this duet extremely well, and never being a particularly shy person, offered my services to Luciano. Well, he was quite thrilled, and he said, "It's a good idea. You come in the studio and we sing." Well, I was a raw 28-year-old stripling at that time, at the very beginning of my operatic career. And here was this world-famous tenor who could easily have sung me into the ground, but he didn't. He sang it very sweetly and very nicely, and afterwards he said, "It's very nice a voice you have, but I must tell you, you are making a mistake with your breathing. You are breathing in the wrong place. You are breathing in the middle of the phrase, and so you are ruining the sense of what is saying the character. You must take a good breath in the beginning of the phrase and to sing through to this point here, and then it's making complete sense. You understand?" Well, it was many years later before I did understand what he'd said. I'd had a fairly illustrious career up to that point, as Dickie told you, 7-album recording contract and the voice for Peter O'Toole for that great song. But it wasn't until I actually found my own wonderful singing teacher and mentor that I fully realized that what Luciano had said, that voice and body are synonymous, they are one. And voice totally depends on our body, our use of our body, and essentially our diaphragm. Okay. And our diaphragm, in turn, is the center of all our emotion. That's to say, our authority, our sensitivity, our passion, our anger. In fact, you can't utter a single emotional expression without first taking an enormous breath in your body to start it. So eventually we come to the obvious conclusion that breathing and body and diaphragm are central to our performance. Sadly, that is not the case at all. Wonderful speakers though you may be here this morning, most of us are totally oblivious to that underlying mechanism, our diaphragm. You see, we're so intent on putting our story across that we have no idea at all how and when we take our breath. We just snatch a quickie into the back of the throat and plough on into our next sentence. If only, as speakers, we could think as singers think. So I just want to point up one or two things for you today, and it's going to be a little masterclass. You're going to be doing a few things. So first of all, where is our diaphragm? Our diaphragm is that squishy bit that sits just above the waistband. When you have eaten too much, you have a pain. And it's right here where I'm putting my fist. Can you all see that? So put your fist in your belly, there. Take your other hand, the flat of your hand, and put it across the top of your fist. So now you've got a hammer. And now you're going to breathe in, making this sound. I'm going to walk down and see if you can all hear this. 4 seconds of intake. So this is it. Not easy. So can you all breathe everything out, and now making that sound. Okay, so first, everything out first. Lovely. That's a great sound. Okay, so all stand. Because on top of that, 4 seconds of intake of breath, and you'll see my hand. If you can't hear me say it, I'm going to be doing that. So on top of 4 seconds of breath, you're going to give me the most almighty "Oh!" Okay? Really big. Raise this roof. Okay. So here we go, everything out first. And now breathing in now, 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God. Because I've only got 10 minutes, I was going to do that a second time because I didn't think that first time was going to be good enough. But in actual fact, it was awesome, as they say. Okay, so that was good enough. That was absolutely super. And feel that happening in the body. Stand where you are. And now you're all giants. You're all in your office pantomime. Okay, your business pantomime. You're all on stilts. You're 10 feet tall and you are terrifying. Okay, so you are now going to do that 4 seconds of intake, making that sound. 4 seconds, not yet, not yet, not yet. And then you are going to give me the biggest bellyish fee, fi, fo, fum. Okay, okay, make it terrifying. All out now, breath out, breathing in now. Fee, fi, fo, fum. My God, you've got to come to a PSA meeting to hear that sort of sound. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, one more for you. I want you to imagine, visual, that I've said something very cutting, very upsetting to all of you, insulting, and I want you to say to me, after the 4 seconds of intake of breath, and feel it happening in the gut, registering anger, upset, annoyance, who the hell do you think you're talking to? Okay? Okay, so you're going to give me that. You're going to give me that after the count of 4. Okay, here we go. Breathing in now. 1. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Unbelievable. Tremendous amount of emotion happening. And I wanted you to register that all happening in the diaphragm. Try not to think of shouting it off your throat, because a lot of you will be shouting it off your throat. So it's there in the belly. So sit down quickly, because you're going to sing, you've got it on your chairs, and hopefully Reza is going to put it up on the screen. Edelweiss, that's going to be your last thing. But just want to point out 2 things about diaphragm and the body. First of all, if you locate with the diaphragm and kick your word off the diaphragm, also putting a strong consonant on the beginning of words, that will get to the back of the room. So if you said something like, I can't demonstrate strongly enough, that will get to the back of the room without using I don't need a mic, I don't need a mic. Most of you wouldn't, if you think about that. The other thing is to tell you that anything that comes off the diaphragm, which is central here, connects, or gut, or belly, whichever term you like to use, connects with the belly of the listener, registers with the belly. So in your speech, your message, your story, if it's coming from here, it registers with the gut of your listener. Not with the brain, not in the heart, but with the gut. You know it's compelling you to listen, compelling you to listen. It's the difference between saying, I'd like to talk to you all today about such and such, and that's not connecting with the belly. That's neither flim flam, it's Mickey Mouse. So you connect there, and it seems real. It's real because it's in the body. So that's the great thing to think about, working off the diaphragm more. Okay, that's absolutely brilliant. So now we're going to put all that little workshop into a song, which is on your lap. I don't know, Reza's got, wow, it's on an angle, that's good. And what you're going to do, you are going to sing each of these lines in one breath. So you're going, and I'm going to count you in on it, and I'm going to give you a note, which is that the note? Is that a D? Hold on. Too high. Can't even see it. Oh, it's this one. That's right. So you're going to, this Edelweiss, Edelweiss. So you're going to sing this line in one breath, taking a good one. I'm going to shout breath at you. So you're going to Edelweiss, Edelweiss. That's one line. And then the second line, breath every morning you greet me. Leather breath, small and white, clean and bright breath. You look happy to meet me, breath. Blossom of star, etc., etc. Okay, to the end. And I'm just going to count you in 6 beats because it's a waltz. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Edel. Okay? Got all that? So stand up. You can't perform sitting down. We know we can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Breath! Every morning you greet me. Breath! Small and white, clean and bright. Breath! You look happy to meet me. Breath! Blossom of snow, may you bloom and Fantastic.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, rest our homeland forever.
I hope, if I've overrun a minute, I'm sorry, Nikki, but I hope that little bit of diaphragm use makes you think about putting some of that into your next performances. So now you've got something to shout about.
Thank you.